Greetings, greetings, family, near and far, far and wide, on planet, off planet, in the planet. You've done that, goes already. If your nature's agreeable, step this way, step forward. Disagreeable, step back. It's right back there. We're not no more time for that. Come in, Mayu.
And yeah, we're back with Lady Crowne, and we don't stay down, we stay up, and we don't chat up because it's real talk. Episode 113, and we got a lot of energy right now. Finish the fast, and what you got to say to the people then?
Oh, we have to shout out all those family members
Yeah,
that
man, shout to the fam out
yeah,
there. Trust me.
big props out there to them that took part in the fast. My niece, but shout out your name. You know who you are, babe.
Mm-hmm.
My mum, my sister, obviously STS, and last but not least, Lady Crowne. Yeah. So yeah, it was well done to everybody.
Yeah.
We congratulate you.
Congratulations. You know what I mean? Didn't have to do it.
Didn't have to do it at all. Yeah, some of it was the very first time, but did absolutely well and felt the benefits of doing it. So we would recommend fasting to everybody. It's the one thing that they don't give you in that little handbook. You know, the little medicine book or the little medical book that you get in your homes and all the rest of it. It tells you what to do. You've got a bruised knee or a fractured bone or something, or you've got a burn. Never tells you about just looking after the body and maintaining it. I don't think there's anything out there like that. Never heard anything about fasting in school, in the church, nowhere. And let me tell you about churches do, but not in terms of regenerating and restoring the body. It's more to do with a religious context rather than to do with your personal health. You know what I mean? Some of the Jehovah's Witness and Seventh-day Adventists and what have you, they will do fasting, but it's more to do it on a spiritual rather than to do with the actual body and cleaning and cleansing out the old system, because when they do refuel, it will be eating more of the same thing that constipated them in the first place and made them sick. You get what I'm saying? So there's none of that cleaning and cleansing that takes place. So a lot of the information has not really been passed down as it should be for us to know what to do, how to do it, and more importantly, why we should clean the body, clean the colon, the blood, because all disease starts in the gut. So if you clean and cleanse out the gut, then you've got to say to yourself, well, maybe the high blood pressure or the diabetes or the heart problem or whatever it is might just start to dissipate and eventually go away because of what you're doing, rather than to looking external as to taking some sort of medication, having operations. You know what I'm saying? The system, the matrix that they've got us into. So you're your own doctor, your own nurse, your own paramedic. You know what I'm saying? We are, and that's what's so wonderful about us, that we have the ability to regenerate our bodies, providing you get the right information and you know what to do and how to do it, rather than to say, oh, it's not working, it's not, your body's not a machine, it's not a car, the engine's not purring as it should do. You take it to a mechanic. This is your vessel, your body, and whilst you're incarnated on this planet, you're entrusted to look after it. So to take it to a third party or somebody else to fix it shows you how much we're detached away from who and what we are. You know what I'm saying? In terms of our longevity on this planet and good health. And, dis-ease being something that just is a dis-ease that you then drop off the DIS and you bring the body back into ease by just doing the things that we're suggesting and recommending that everybody does. Yeah. So yeah, it was a wonderful experience, and I look forward to doing the next one, which will probably be
spring.
Yeah.
Because
spring clean.
yeah.
Instead of cleaning your house, clean the main house. This is where you live in this body, so clean this out before you start making your external matrix type of thing really pretty, and lovely curtains and fluffy slippers at the door. Those are wonderful. Walk into a clean house, it's wonderful. But if you can do that to a piece of property, what can you do for your body? Think about it. And who benefits from that? Nobody but you. Rather than having tons of people, oh yeah, your ass up, that's clean. Yo, fam, I know that.
The equivalent to spring clean for the body is an intracellular cleanse.
Okay.
And that's what we've just had. This is why we've got this fresh energy right now, because your cellular structure is key, because we're always regenerating, but the body can only truly regenerate, yeah, when we give it the environment to, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
And you can do that through a process of fasting,
Yeah.
you know. And when you hit autophagy on your third day, oh my god, your body's recycling old cells into new healthy cells. So remember that you got the power, but you have to have that mental strength.
Yes.
Everything comes from the mind first and
Absolutely.
outside second. Remember that. And yeah, it's been brilliant. And you know, we've done this many times, so we over and understand why a lot of people haven't tapped into this, because trust me, you got to be strong. You got to be strong.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
Mhm.
mentally strong. You have to. This is the one time in your life where you can say, you know what, I've really taken control, and not of anything external, internal, you and your mind.
Yeah.
If you can conquer this, then you can go and conquer the world. Trust me, absolutely everything and anything is possible, because, you know, having the cookie jar in front of you and knowing that you shouldn't take any. Yeah, you know, the cookie jar. And just walking past it for 9 days, not touching it. I'm telling you, that takes great mental strength, especially if that's what you're used to doing. Because most of us, you know, will snack. You know, you'll have a meal, but you'll have like 10 meals before you have the next meal, because you've snacked that much that you consume so many calories. You don't even notice it's a chocolate bar there. Oh, I've not had much. Yeah, you have. Because what you've consumed is not being nutritional for the body, but it's, you know, just compounded to the waste and the storage of, you know, visceral fat around the organs and all the rest of that sort of stuff. You know, so we are an amazing creation, and we have the ability to start, you know, doing what's best for us. And I tell you, when that starts to happen on a mass scale, on a scale whereby, you know, everybody and anybody you're talking to, oh yeah, I did a fast, that's it, you'll see that literally the spirit of people will start to change, and the vibration will start to raise, because that, you know, that consuming of blood and starch kind of like just things to your mind, you know what I'm saying, will make you say and do things that if you weren't consuming those things you wouldn't. Trust me.
Because it puts you in an acid state. When you learn about Dr. Sebi's work, you realize that, you know, the body should be alkaline.
Yeah.
And so, because you were talking about earlier, you know, people fasting and eating the same thing,
Yeah.
that cause issue. You know, when you consume food, you should be eating alkaline based food, you know, for the majority of the of your consumption. Because check this out now, if you do 80-20, you'll be good. You'll be good, because the body can deal with the acids. But if you're doing if you're doing a flip to that, then it's going to cause a lot of issues for you. You
Big
know,
problems.
and this information is going viral even till this day. You know, and the key thing that can really help you turn your body alkaline is your breath. You know, shout out to Winhoff out there. You know, learning how to use your breath properly, and that's another thing they didn't teach you in school, which is key, because life is a series of inhales and exhales. So if you learn how to breathe properly, just like a baby, you know, because the baby hasn't been corrupted yet. You know what I mean? So it's breathing from its diaphragm in and out. It's not breathing shallow.
Not shallow, not from the chest.
Because when you're breathing like that, you're in a state of fear, you know? So you got to realize that your breath is very important. It's probably the most important, because without your breath, you can't even live for 3 seconds. You're right. So yeah, man, you know, be aware that the main fuel for the body is oxygen, not food. Trust me. And you'll realize that when you start fasting.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you you know, you don't think that you're able to give up, you know, the blood and the starch, because that's what it is, then just, you know, do a cleanse, do a clean. So you know, you sweep out the old matter, and even you're going to put new matter in, at least it's new matter and not new matter on top of the old matter, on top of the old matter, on top of the old matter. It's actually diseases. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just like to put in look how many bowel movements I had.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Unreal.
It's mad, and I don't hold that much weight, you know.
Yeah, but
it's crazy. How the way the body stores dry matter is mad.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah. So it makes no
difference.
It
shocks me sometimes. Well, like, where's this coming from?
Exactly. You think that because, you know, there's certain food types that you don't eat anymore, you think, oh, you know, why are you guys fasting? For that reason. Because, you know, it's environmental. And what we do, you still need to clean and cleanse things out, just like you would do with your lovely house. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that's pretty inside and out. I mean, I'm driving around, I'm seeing lights outside people's houses with a little Santa and all them sitting there. I'm like, wow. You know, it's still not sunk in yet that, you know, all of this is a facade. It's not real. It's a matrix. And the minute you break that, I'm telling you, you'll see some things that you probably don't want to see, but guess what? You need to. And the first thing is looking at yourself. You don't have to look at external and point finger. Oh, look at him, look at him. Yo, just take a look in the mirror and have a real good conversation with yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, you'll benefit from it. Because for the first time in your life, you'll be honest with yourself. You don't need anybody there to go, come on, help, come on, be honest. You know. You know what I'm saying?
Because your internal dialogue is creating your reality.
It's so important.
Trust me.
It's so important. And I was also going to say, you know, when it comes to the fasting and the food and all the rest of it, you know, the majority of people with their mental health, and they're saying it's schizophrenia and it's this and that. These are just names that they like to give it so they can then prescribe a drug and then can prescribe a treatment. If they were to start, you know, venturing down that path of alkalinity, I'm telling you, in no time.
Then they'll be standing in their divinity.
Sebi was crazy. Yeah. Sebi was in an institution. Those you don't know, Dr. Sebi, they put him in a mental institution. He'll tell you, listen to some of his old videos that are starting to be re-uploaded. He'll tell you that he was out of his cotton picking mind, and it was all down to the food that he was consuming. He was 30 years young and impotent, all because of what he was consuming. And when he went to Honduras, and he met that Mexican healer. 90 days did he do?
Yeah, around 94.
94 days.
Exact, yeah. 94
days, and he healed his entire body. No diabetes, no impotency, and he wasn't crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it just shows you that we've been conditioned to eat food that slowly but surely will rob you of a long, healthy life. It will creep upon you, and it's wonderful. And cream cakes are lovely. How many? For how long? Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't have something that you enjoy, but it's about proportionality. You have to know, right, okay, that's enough. You have to say that, because guess what? They're out there. The tricks and the traps are out there for us. It's like an assault course, you know, the ones that Goggins used to go on, you know what I mean? And there's all sorts of hurdles for you. That's what life is. But it's about how you meet those hurdles, how you meet those challenges. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might get a little drawback, but guess what? Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and carry on. Keep going forward. You know, stand closer so you know that where you're coming from. But it's good to have a look over your shoulder. Oh, bloody hell, how far am I come from? You know, yes, acknowledge that, but still keep focused on the journey ahead. You know, so we can do it. We've got this.
Oh, we've got the power.
Talking about we're the real supermen and superwomen out here, you know. Not what's his name with the cape on flying around on, you know, on your TV screen or your, you know, cinema screen. We are the supermen and superwomen. We just got to remember that. And when we do, let me tell you,
great things change.
Yeah, it's a beautiful world.
Trust me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, in a positive way.
Yeah.
But yeah. Is that it?
No, I was also going to say to you know, the men and women out there that, you know, the world is changing, whether you realize it or not. For the first time in probably history, those of us that are incarnated here on this planet in this day and this time for this purpose, for whatever's happening around us, we were purposed to be here. We actually chose to be here, regardless whether you believe it or not. That we also now play a part in shaping the new world. That is amazing. That's why I say I think it's a beautiful time. For some people, it'd be the worst of the worst, and for others, it'd be the best of the best. Because regardless of what happens in the world, whatever it's the Wall Street crash, whether it's Weimar Republic, whether it's Venice, it doesn't matter what takes place. There's always pockets of people and communities and countries that are just flourishing. That's what happens. It's the reset. You know, we've had a monetary system that's taken control of the planet and gobbled everybody up, namely the US dollar, the world reserve currency. It no longer is. You know, the king is dead. Long live the king. And other countries are now saying, we're not going to use your dollar, you know, because we'll use our own money. We want to have some say. They want autonomy in their own countries. They want to be able to trade with another country without having to buy the US dollar to then buy the oil or whatever it is. And they're doing that. The BRICS nations, I spoke about them on many occasions. They're doing it. You know, Russia, India, China, South Africa. You know, they're doing it. They're moving away from the old system, and that old fiat currency system is going to crash and burn. That's why Trump's introduced the stable coin. So those of you who know about cryptocurrencies know that the stable coin, which is literally 1-to-1 with the US dollar, USDT and USDC and stable coins, and people are using them right now. But the fact remains that there's trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars that's been, created that have to be accounted for. So there has to be a crash, and there will be one. And I don't think it's going to be a pretty one, to be honest with you. It won't be 1929, 1930s. That will pale into insignificance when this one takes place. So it's better to protect yourself. And I've spoken about the silver. And those of you that have been following the TikTok channel, you'll see that I've been posting the price increases in a couple of days. The prices have gone up, and I think it's what, £80 now. If over here, because we've got to pay VAT, it doesn't matter if you can afford it, buy it because you're going to need it. Copper, if the silver's too expensive, then buy the copper, because that's what happens when they get more expensive. The ones underneath them, i.e. copper, also is something that people start to acquire, so you can start buying the copper and you can get that relatively cheap. Food, water, everything that you need just in case there's some sort of emergency that takes place. Don't say it can't happen, because they've done it before. They've shut down the planet in 2020. For those of you who went along with the story, we carried on doing what we normally do, because we create and shape our reality. We don't allow external events to govern our internal condition.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Trust me.
So whatever they're going to come out with now, don't be fooled by it, because there's a saying: fool me once, shame on you; fool me twice, shame on me. So you must know when somebody's yanking your chain and taking a piss. It's as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? The world events that have taken place, you name them, the majority of them have been false flags. Did they happen? Of course they did, but they happened the way they said they did? No. And you're going to find out more and more. There's so much to be revealed that will be revealed, and I guess to a lot of people it will drive them absolutely crazy, because they won't be able to believe what's been said to them, even if it's coming out of the mouths of the people that are telling you, yeah, this is what happened and we can show you. They still won't believe it. That a lot of people don't believe that, certain interventions weren't going to cause them harm. They don't believe it, even now. You can't help people like that. What you can do is do what you need to do for yourself and for your family. And for those who want to listen and do listen, they'll thank you in the long run. And that's basically what our journey's been about. When SDS encouraged me to come on camera with him, I don't know what year was it,
2021. 2021, July.
July,
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
2021, and we've not looked back since, because we've been able to share so much information with people. Yes, we had channels that were taken down, because when I was talking about things, it was so raw to me, and I knew what was going to happen to so many people, that I just sort of said, X, Y, and Z. Them I will kill your Clark. I would say that all from stuff, but it's true. It's true. Not what death taking place now. I told them plain. And so, YouTube was up, this
raw and
information.
uncut, innit?
It was raw and uncut, because I was so passionate. And, don't get me wrong, I've got family members that have had this, the Bam Bam Boogie. They've taken it, despite me saying, look, Milaka, you just hold off, watch and see what's going off first before you run. Go take this, the sugar pill, the sweetie. Didn't listen. So, even in my own family, so I've no doubt that I wasn't able to get through. I think I got through to strangers more than I did to people that I actually knew. That's because they drank the Kool-Aid and they actually believed that, that they couldn't do X, Y, and Z if they didn't have X, Y, and Z. Well, what can I say? I pray for them. And I hope that what they received was the, what they call it, the placebo, or the saline, so they didn't actually get the real thing. And that's all I can do, because there's nothing else, that I can do to help them. They've got to actually realize for themselves that maybe some interventions that they've taken are causing certain issues in the body, and what can I do, and what information can I find to help mitigate those. That's when you can come into your form and say, right, okay, contact this person, or try to start taking these, or change, change your diet. You've got to come and ask for that information. I can't force feed you, like I couldn't stop you from taking what you went and did. So yeah, So don't fall for anything like that might be on the, because they're already talking about it, introducing masks and stuff like that. And I laugh because I think, so here we go. So it's for us to, to know that it's nonsense, and stand in the power and stand together, because together, if we just if everybody just turns their back on all of the hogwash, literally it goes away. It's only when we feed into the fuel that they put on that fire and we add more to it that we then get caught up and embroiled in the nonsense, So yeah,
Yeah,
live your best life, and 2026 is just around the corner, and it can be a beautiful year for everybody, providing we do what's best for everybody, not just for self, for everybody, and that's why we continue to do the things that we do.
yeah, because the collective consciousness creates reality. So yeah, man, we've all got a part to play.
Absolutely.
Just make sure you play your part.
There you go. It's about playing your part. Not
Just
those that sit on the fence. Let me tell you now. If you sit on the fence and think, you know what, I'm going to piggyback on, back, it doesn't work like that. The universe recognizes and knows who has done what, whether you've been, but because you've got a throat chakra for a reason. Trust me. And if you don't speak your truth out there, people to hear it, you know what I'm saying? Then, and you hold it back because you don't want to ruffle feathers, or you want to lose your job. And lots of people were like that during the 2020s. They were, this didn't seem quite right, but I'll say something. All of those things. Trust me, there's a day of reckoning for all of us. So it's far better to speak out. I mean, right now they're offering certain, I think it's flu shots that are about the place, and the amount of nurses and doctors that say, no, thank you. At least 75%, they're saying no. Why do you think that?
because the consciousness is rising, and just like you said, the universe recognizes who you are, because you attract what you're vibrational match to. So trust me, you can't hide, even if you try. Trust me, it's not no joke out here.
It doesn't matter. That's what I'm trying to say. Those on the fence, those that listen, it doesn't matter where you are and what you're doing. You cannot hide. And let's put it this way: if you've got young ones out there, things go, to hell in a handbasket, and they're sat there in their little 15-minute city eating they call it 3D food, and they look at you and say, my God, what kind of life is this? Mom, Dad, what did you do to prevent, or to do something to, and you just go, well, just, it's what they said, didn't it? So I just went along with it. They're not going to thank you. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to thank you. So be the man that you were born to be. Be the woman that you were born to be, and stand up and do the right thing. That's me, yes.
It's a brilliant way to end it. And, peace to you all. And yeah, Lady Crowne and STS over and out. Peace and blessings.
Peace, my people. Have a blessed day.